Welcome to Not Ashamed. I'm your host, Ashley Nordman, and I'm back today again with Mallory Ennis. Thanks so much for being here.
What I was going to tell you that, I was like, I'm going to tell you this when I see you in person because it was just so freaking funny. So I was walking to the gym. I have my coffee in my hand. I have my little short shorts on and my like crop top. And I'm like blasting some like stupid music, probably like A Day to Remember or something. And I'm walking down the middle of the casino, like right outside of our elevator area. Yeah. And this guy walks right up to me and he goes like this, like puts his hands out like to pull your headphones out. So I pull my headphones out. I'm like, hello, yes. He's like, oh my gosh. I'm like, what? He's like, your legs. And I'm like, how drunk are you? I mean, he like reeks of vodka, like literally reeks. And it's 7 a.m. at this point. So I'm like, okay, so I just like, stupid me, like go with it. And he has this like super thick Australian accent. He literally sounds like, what's his name? The Australian country artist. I wanted to say Toby Keith, but that's not right. Keith Urban.
Oh my God.
He sounded like Keith Urban, like from Down Under. Oh. And he literally starts hitting on me and I'm like, oh my God. So I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna go with this for a minute. He's harmless, like whatever. So he's like, I'm Daniel. And he's got like these giant fake teeth. And he's like, you have beautiful teeth. I'm like, well, yours are fake. And he's like, I know. And he just starts like being ridiculous. So I kid you not. He's like, I don't think you could handle a guy like me. And I'm like, what? Okay. He's like, I'm a triathlete. I work out a lot. And I'm like, I'm going to the gym right now. He's like, where do you train? I'm like, well, I'm not from Vegas, so I'm literally training here at the MGM. So, and he bends over and tackles me to the freaking ground. Tackles me and he goes, I'm picking you up and taking you to my room.
Oh my gosh, and you probably are like, what is going on? / I'm getting kidnapped in the middle of the casino.
And I'm like, what is happening? And the security guards come over because they're like, what is this dude doing? So I stand up and my coffee literally somehow didn't spill. It was like an iced coffee and those new lids on the Starbucks cups are like really hard to take off. So
oh my gosh.
I get up and I'm like, he's like, I'm Daniel, by the way. I'm like, I'm Carly.
Yeah, thank you for not using your real name. Oh my God.
And he's like, you want to go up to my room? I'm like, absolutely not. I'm like, you're
not
hammered.
After what I just experienced. Are you kidding?
And he goes, see, you can't handle me. And I go, sorry, I guess I can't.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. He can't handle his liquor, apparently.
I guess not, yeah.
Crap.
And I go, are you going to go to bed? And he's like, no, I'm going to go to bed maybe at like 12 and then like sleep. He goes, I only have one more night here. I've never been here before. And I'm like, okay, well, make some memories on your own. And I like literally walk away and the security guard comes over. He's like, are you okay? What just happened? I was like, I have no idea, but leave it to me to like get tackled by some random Australian guy who liked my legs. And was like gonna take me up to his room. I'm like, what a weirdo.
I still am like processing everything. And I'm sure you are too. I can
dumb me. I just like wipe it under the rug and just walk into the gym and go have a normal workout.
All right. What?
I'm like, only my life. And I was texting my assistant, Kelsey, and I'm like, Kelsey, you're never going to guess what just happened. She's like, I'm just dying that you called yourself Carly. I'm like, it just came out. I didn't know what to say.
And I'm Carly. Yeah. Oh my gosh. I literally don't know what I would do if I was tackled. I honestly I think I'd be like, all right, I'm going back up to my room. I'm going to bed. We'll just start this day over.
To start over.
We're just going to start it over.
And I mean, he was fit, but he was like short. He was literally as tall as me. And like clearly had some wrestling moves or something. Cause he like went like right here and just knocked me over. And he's like, all right. And he acted like he's gonna like throw me over his shoulder.
Like he's got some sort of like small man syndrome.
Oh, he has
to.
That's
the case.
Yeah.
Like no
like a little
other
puppy.
Normal guy. Like I'm glad that you clarified that he was shorter because I was picturing this like huge Australian dude doing it too. And I'm like, poor little Ashley. Cause like you're like, I mean, you're 5'6", right? Like you're little.
He was like probably 5'7", literally. And just had like tattoos all over. He looked so normal, but not once he started talking to me. He was so drunk.
Oh my God. Yeah. Holy crap.
So that was my morning that you missed out on, but it's fine.
It's what you get for sleeping in. Gosh,
that's what I get for walking around the casino by myself when we're up and like at it and everyone else is still hammered, like ending their night and we're starting our day.
That is absolutely crazy. Yeah, I don't know what I would do if that happened.
Yeah, well, I'm
sorry I wasn't there.
It was just a moment. It was a great moment. So now we can move on.
That would have been some content if you got that filmed.
Right? Could you imagine? I need to just have a crew following me around.
Yeah, you do. Oh
I was actually thinking the other day about like how similar we are, and so I feel like this was something I wanted to ask you when I saw you in person. So I'm glad we can talk about this because I feel like, again, we have such similar backgrounds and we're like very similar people, even though I would, I'm obviously like a little more extroverted, a little more insane, but like actually insane. But for me, like I've had so many issues with like catty bitches.
Oh my
I just
gosh.
feel like over the years, and like you and I are in the same world. Like we're self-employed. So we're independent. We're hardworking. We're like self-starters. We clearly have a passion for fitness. We've both competed before. You're competing now. I'm an ex-competitor. We, we're not freaking ugly. We work our asses off to look good. Like we have nice skin. We have nice hair. Like we take care of ourselves, So I feel like with that, like, do you feel like that comes with haters and like catty
absolutely. 100%.
Have you always dealt with that? Or
no.
Like, when do you feel like that like started?
Well, you have to remember, I was like overweight in college and stuff.
About that. Yeah, I've seen your pictures. I totally forgot about that.
Oh my gosh! So I remember when I was dating someone in college, he literally, what kind of like opened my eyes to it. He's like, he's like, you're really nice, and he like the way he said it was like, what do you mean? And he's like, well, most pretty girls like aren't nice, like they're bitches. And I was like, that was the first time I was like, that's a really weird, not compliment. Because he like did call me pretty, but like it kind of woke me up to the sense of like, because that was when I guess I was like coming into my own. Like I was losing weight, I was getting prettier in a sense. Like as bad as that sounds, like
I know what you mean.
I was changing. I was adult. I was looking more mature. So that kind of opened my eyes a little bit to where like, I guess people kind of always like assume that we're bitches. Yeah. Because now I don't like how we're saying like we're pretty, we're bitches. But like because we take care of ourselves, like we take care of ourselves now, like I do like put a lot of time into myself. I work out for an hour and a half, 2 hours. I do spend money on my hair now. I do spend money on skin. Like I use your skincare line because it's good products. Like I will put money and time into myself now. But I think that people just assume you're a bitch. And so they're catty to you too. And you're like, I'm always like, wait, what? Like, I literally have done nothing to you half the time. Like, especially like on Instagram when people are just rude. I literally am like, you have too much time on your hands.
Yes.
Like, if you feel the need to message me or post a rude comment, like you literally, because if I had the time to do that, right? Like, no, I have no time. And so most of the time I just ignore them anyways. Right. But yeah, unless they're being rude and they're just wrong, like I'm going to educate you real quick.
I'm going to educate
you. But I'm going to do it with kindness, right? Like, but I'm going to let you know that like, you're dumb. You're wrong. And you can still hate me for it. Yeah. But yeah, like, especially when it comes to money, like, no, I'll educate you real quick.
That's true.
And then bless and release. Like,
bless and release.
And then good luck.
So I like that we're having this conversation because this is why I love dissecting life and going into things with people because I uncover so much about myself. So you just saying that, it's like, damn, that is a sad reality. Like when you are, I feel so awkward saying this too, like good looking or like take care of yourself or let's just say you give a damn, you know, like we're fit. We care about our bodies. We care about our skin. Even when you're just go-getters, even when you're just a hard worker. Yeah. Which like, I mean, as an entrepreneur, you are, I mean, we're going to get things done. I think that like always just makes you a target. Yeah. But it's kind of like what we talked about yesterday. Like bodybuilders are not going to make fun of you for going to the gym. No. Like I will never like give someone a hard time. If they're in there and they're truly trying to better themselves, like good for them. Yeah. Versus like, it's always the people who are low life losers that are trying to drag you down.
That are trying to drag you down. Or like, it's their own insecurities that like they're projecting onto you. And you're like, what is going on?
Yeah.
Like,
and that's what it all stems from.
So much.
And it's so annoying. Cause like when you just said that about how like people just make these assumptions that like, if you're good looking, you're a bitch. I think people like, well, for one, I think they twist it a little bit and think that if you're good looking, you're conceited. Yeah. Which is so wrong.
No, we still have so many
insecurities. Because honestly, I know the most beautiful people in my life, literally like physically beautiful, are actually also like genuinely the most beautiful people inside too. Like have huge hearts. And I don't know if maybe I just got lucky because I know there are people out there that are beautiful that are bitchy, but like there are people that aren't beautiful that are bitchy. Like there's no like affiliation with like, okay, you're good looking, so you're a bitch. And so the people out there that just like assume that, like that's just
false.
Yeah, I think it's just their own insecurities.
But then, yeah, I think at the end of the day, truthfully, it's more so them just being threatened by seeing somebody that looks good, that works hard, and
or like doing better than them.
Yeah, and then to them, they feel like, oh, well, it makes me look less than, so fuck them. And so then they're like trying to drag you down.
Right.
And we were just having a conversation about this yesterday about a girl that's in our life that we mutually know, and like she like gives us all these weird vibes, and we're like always trying to figure out like what the fuck did we do?
Yeah.
We didn't do anything. She's just jealous because we are hard workers and we like take care of ourselves, and like she isn't doing as good as we are in life, and that's fine. And like just because we are thriving and like crushing it doesn't mean that we can be a target for people. But I think if you have a poor mindset, you're going to like look at things like that in the wrong way. Because to me and to you, you want to be around people like in our group chat, like our team. Like we love those girls because they don't try to drag us down.
Yeah.
Like
we're not competing with each other.
We're competing together, and we're all going in the same direction together, and we're trying to grow together, and nobody's going to be like, oh, fuck her, she looks so hot today.
Yeah.
Like if anything, they're like, yes, girl.
Yeah.
Like, you look fucking amazing.
Or like do another picture, or like turn around and like fluff it up
like
a little bit.
Like you're like a hype crew.
Yeah,
and
it's a hype crew.
It's like literally
hype crew.
amazing because that's how life should be. And instead, these freaking haters and negative bitches don't realize like what they're missing out on. They're missing friends. They're missing opportunities to be happy, because any person who is talking shit, any person who is hating on you, any person who literally is trying to drag you down, they don't love themselves.
Yeah. Misery loves company.
Misery loves company. And they see you loving yourself and they're like, fuck her. Like,
or they think you're faking it.
Yeah. Because they're like, wait, I'm miserable. She has to be miserable too, but she's just acting like she's not. That lying bitch.
Yeah, exactly. Or like that's like goes back to like your Instagram is a highlight reel. Like, I'm not going to show all of my negative shit that goes into my life. Absolutely. 100%.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, no, I really do just like feel good and think I look good right now. So I'm going to post that selfie.
Yeah, exactly. I think like that comes with maturity too, because when I was younger and people would hate on me, oh my God, that shit would eat me alive. Like literally would eat me alive. People would pick on me and I'd be like, am I a horrible person?
Yeah, and like you can't sleep at night because like you're thinking about it so much.
Because you're so damn worried about like what other people think of you. But once you like, I feel like your 30s are just like your best years.
Oh, they really are.
Once you just don't give a fuck anymore and you like own yourself and you like feel good about who you are, you're like, really? You're going to try to drag me down? Like, I know who I am. I don't think you know who you are because you're just projecting right now. I need to find that quote. There's this quote I saw online. I screenshot it the other day. I need to like go find it. But it basically said something about like, once you learn that everything in life and like how people react, like when they react poorly is always based on like a projection of, you take shit so personally until you finally realize it's not you, it's them.
Yeah. And so that even like goes back to like when people tell us no, they don't want to try them on 8. Like, when you first start, like when you're first starting out, you're like, oh my gosh, someone told me no. And like, you're
like tails between your legs.
Yeah. You're like, oh, okay. I just thought everyone wanted to try these products. Like, you know what I mean? Versus now, like a no is just like brush off, you know what I mean? Like, or especially if they're like, no, and let me tell you why. And it's so ugly and so rude. At that point, again, that's like just bless and release. Like, I know you will continue watching what we're doing. I know eventually you'll give in and that's fine. But like, taking the no's not personally, like that just comes with sales, right? Like, I know that like you're going to tell me no and that's fine. And I've planted a seed now and now you can watch me have amazing hair and then I'll talk to you in 6 months. Like, that's how I view it now. Like, we'll talk later. You know what I mean?
We'll chat later. You know what that is though? That's just confidence.
Yeah.
That literally is. It's like, I'm confident in what I bring to the table.
Absolutely.
I'm confident in what I'm offering. And if you aren't about it, okay, sorry. Like you'll get there eventually because you'll realize like time after time of me consistently sharing and showing my results and getting all these customers and whatever it might be, like you'll come around.
Yeah, absolutely.
You come around.
100%. Like that's how confident I am.
I need to be that way about people that are mean to me. I'll be like, one day you'll come around.
You'll like me one day.
You'll like me one day.
But at the point, like you don't even care.
Yeah.
Like I don't care if you'll like me one day.
I know, true. It's like, or if you don't.
Yeah.
Cool. Bye.
But I think that totally does come like in your 30s. Because even with me competing again, like dusting off the heels after 8, 10 years, like around there, everyone was like, were you so nervous? I was like, honestly, I didn't even shake. Like this was the most confident I've ever walked out on stage. Zero, like literally not nervous. Because you're doing it for you now. Because I'm doing it for me. I like, do I care what the judges think? Yeah, in a sense, because I would love to like get an award, right?
Yeah.
But at the same time, like I've had 2 babies. I'm coming out on this stage in like the smallest blingy like swimsuit. And clear plastic heels. Like, I have no choice but to own this. But I think like becoming a mom, getting older, going through all of this stuff, even with money, like has truly just given me so much confidence.
So much confidence.
Like I owned it and I ended up getting first place, which was awesome. Like for my first show back in like 10 years, but was not nervous at all.
That's
like, I was just like, yeah, like, let's do it.
Okay, I have to ask. So, like, your kids are in school. Like, your youngest son is my daughter's age, so he's probably in, like, preschool maybe, or does he stay home?
And so Olsen's in daycare. It's kind of like preschool. But
and then
daycare.
Owen...
He's in pre-K for sure.
He's in pre-K?
Yeah.
Okay, so do you ever get, like, shit from the moms?
Well, so that kind of goes back to being like catty bitches. Like
that's what I mean. I'm like, I'm scared for when my daughter's older and I'm the like fit mom walking in, dropping my kid. I just already know there's going to be like some bitchy mom group that's like, fuck her.
Yeah. I mean, we live in a smaller town, so I already kind of get that vibe, like just because like everyone knows each other.
So they like follow you online and they see what you're doing.
Yeah, so they follow me online. So I know they know what I'm doing. But I definitely do get that vibe too, that like, I'm like, it just goes back like misery loves company. People do not like seeing you win. I clearly care about what I look like because of what I do. Like I'm a bikini competitor.
Yeah.
So I do get the vibe, especially like when I roll up like in a crop top and like in my leggings, like unintentionally, but I'm like, I just went to the gym. Yeah. I've got to get my kid. And I'm like looking all hot and like swole because I got to get pump on. Like I feel good. But yeah, you do definitely get the sense that like the older moms, like especially if they don't take care of themselves, that they like, you know,
give you
like looking you like up and down and like, can you put on clothes? Because my son also goes to a private Christian school, so I feel like that also is like people being like,
do you roll up with like 50 Cent playing?
Yeah,
you got the windows down. You're like dropping him off to the Christian
sunglasses
school
on, or like jamming out to like 90s
with your
rap.
sports bra and your abs just
yeah. Luckily, they put my kid in the car for me, but like there has been times where I'm sure people are like, this is a private Christian school, go put clothes on. And like, if they only knew what I did on social media, which is just like, you know, I post pictures in my bikini, like on stage.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm sure there's some judgment there if I had to guess. Like, unless you're paying my bills, your opinion of me doesn't matter.
I say the same thing. I'm like, you're not paying my freaking bills. Who cares?
Like if you pay my bills, but then also like, I respect you so much. So if you were to come to me and like truly concerned, right, to tell me like, Mallory, what you're doing is not right or something like that, like I would absolutely listen to you. Or at least hear you out. You know what I mean? Like not listen to you do what you say, but like hear you out because I respect you.
Right.
Versus like most of the time that people are catty or just rude to you, they know nothing about me. Like, so for you to have an opinion of me, like,
it doesn't matter.
It doesn't hold any weight.
Yeah. There's like no merit to that. Because there's no like, basis. You don't even know me.
Yeah.
So I don't really care what you think. That is so cool.
Yeah. So like going back on stage, like as a mom now, like I just totally own it because I know I'm doing this for me, but then also like, I'm also showing my kids that you can still go after your dreams after you've put them on hold. Like, because I've always wanted to be an IFBB pro. But I just put that up on a shelf, let it collect dust. And I'm like, I didn't know if I'd pick it up again. But whenever my husband was like, I want to compete, I said, okay, I'm going to dust off my heels and I want to do it with you. So now it's like, I want to finish to show my kids that like, I can still follow through. And like your mom can still have her own goals and be ambitious separate from them too. Because I think a lot of times when we have kids, we focus on them so much that we just pour everything into them and we kind of lose ourselves. And I think that also comes with like the cattiness and the jealousy thing, like someone that's lost themselves and doesn't even focus on themselves anymore, like to a point that's admirable in terms of like selflessness. But at the same time, like I know I'm a better person when my cup is full and I can like have something to give.
Yeah.
You know, and the way I fill my cup is by putting time and energy into myself. And I'm sure it's the same thing for you. Like when you feel better about yourself and you like feel good, then you're going to be able to give that to somebody else.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
And I feel like too, like the most powerful thing you can do is just be that example because you can tell your kids all day, be a good person, follow through, do what you say, like whatever.
Yeah.
But when they watch you do it, there's this like innate thing inside them that makes them want to mimic it. Yeah. And it just becomes expected to them internally. I think not like expected, like, oh, I'm going to be a bodybuilder, you be a bodybuilder.
Right.
But they set their own expectation for themselves.
Like mommy didn't give up.
Yeah, like mommy didn't give up, so I don't give up either. Like it's this internal confidence you're building within them that I think people forget about. Like it's not even about you anymore, really. I mean, you're doing these things for yourself, right? But the overall like impact that you're making is on your children. So they can then live lives like that as well. Yeah. And that's huge because I want my daughter to feel the same way. I want her to know mommy never gave up on her dream. She always went after it. She always
was a go-getter.
Yeah, she was a go-getter because I want her to feel that way. You know, my dad was self-employed and I watched him grind all those years. And it, I think subconsciously made me want that same 100%,
thing. Yeah. You know? My parents didn't go to college and they were both hustlers and like entrepreneurs. My dad was a car dealer, owned multiple car lots. My mom had the salon. Like I saw my parents build, like, if you saw the shed essentially that we grew up in to the house that we lived in high school, you would never, ever believe like how hard my parents worked. So I saw that. And then when I got laid off in 2014 from the agency that I was actually working for as a graphic designer, because that's what I do full time, I was like, okay, I can either work for myself or I can go find another job. But I was like, screw it. Like, I'm going to try and work for myself. And now I love being able to work for myself. Because, like, as you know, we've got more freedom, like with time. And we're able to actually spend time with our kids when most parents wouldn't be able to. So yeah, like being a go-getter, I think both of us early on, seeing our parents go through that, like, has totally helped us, I would think, too.
Yeah,
like
exactly. And it makes us want to be that same role model as our parents were for us. Yeah, that example. And so it's fuel for the internal, like, drive that we have, but for the family and the future that we want to have for ourselves and for our children, and just like that freedom, you know.
We're doing so much for them. Like, I didn't even realize we're having this conversation. Like, we're doing so much for our kids that we're not even realizing, like, not even just like instilling confidence in them and like who they are as like little tiny humans, but also like even just from a financial side, like we're putting so much, like we're personally putting away so much money for our kids, and we're able to do that because of how much we're doing with Monat. Like,
it's just been so great. Like, I feel like every night we've just had so many good conversations like we're having right now. And this is the stuff I freaking love. And I'm so grateful that you could sit down with me and talk about this today.
I'm so grateful too.
Yeah, I love you, girl. You're the best.
You too.
Thank you so much. Where can people find you if they want to follow you and support you?
It's just Mallory.Ennis on Instagram.
Okay.
Yeah.
Everyone follow Mallory. She's the best. She's my fave. So until next time, be loud, be proud, and be shameless.
Visit us at anskinbeauty.com to shop all of our medical grade skincare.